needed to get dressed up because I have something very important and official to share with you. And that important and official thing is something new I'm trying to bring to my TikTok content that really just breathes life into my personal and kind of my real goals for being here on TikTok. And my big goal for being here on TikTok is because I want to be a part of a board gaming community that represents a diverse group of people and that creates good things. I think sometimes we have had eras where board games are all about war, or we've had eras where board games are all about capitalism. And a huge part of the reason that I'm here on TikTok and that I play games is because I want to play games that I would consider to be games for good. I put on my official suit to tell you that I'm going to start offering a Games for Good certification to various board games. And the way I'm going to do that is starting with just games in my collection behind me. What are some of the games that I own that I consider a game for good? Why do I consider a game for good? I'm usually looking for either a game that's been put out by someone who doesn't look like me, meaning anyone other than a straight white man. That's usually a game for good right off the bat, because we need more voices in the board gaming community other than the predominant white male straight voice. I'm looking for representation. What's the color of the faces being represented? In any way, are there different genders or sexualities being expressed in this game? The other thing I look for is it a good game? Is it a fun game? And by playing it, do you learn something new? Do you educate yourself on something important? Now, I try to draw a strong distinction from educational game and game for good. An educational game is a thing that already exists. We have those are great, those have a specific purpose. I don't usually enjoy playing educational games. It's a more fun way of learning than being lectured, but it's still learning exclusively, and the mechanics aren't usually all that interesting. I'm looking for a game with compelling mechanics that happens to teach you something, sometimes only if you're paying attention. So now it's time. I would like to announce the first game to be stamped with the AEffect approval as a game for good. And I felt like it couldn't be anything other than this fantastic game, HerStory. And the reason that I think that this game is a game for good is because although it has interesting mechanics related with tableau building and some set collection, in each of these games, as you build out your story, you are literally writing a book of incredible women throughout history. And the last step in this game is to compile the list of all the women that you've drafted into your book and to read about their stories. And so this is an amazing game to teach you about the lives and the histories of so many amazing women throughout history. So HerStory is an official AEffect game for good. Now, I'd like to hear from you. What are some of the games for good that you've experienced that I should check out? If you're a board game designer or board game publisher that would like me to check out your game as a potential game for good, then you should totally hit the link in my bio and check it out. And if you're someone who is either a part of the board game community or has wanted to be a part of the board game community but hasn't felt comfortable being a part of it, I encourage you to follow me. I encourage you to like this so you can continue to get some awesome board game content. Well, at least awesome according to me.